Little birdie told me I'd need RV advice.
Get information straight from the horse's mouth.
Little birdie told me I'd need RV advice.
It's Just Ask Gigi with Gigi Stetler and Tom Alexander. Now here's Gigi and Tom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Just Ask Gigi. My name's Tom Alexander, and of course, I am joined by the one, the only. It'll come out. Gigi Stetler. Hey, Gigi.
Yeah, my name. It's been a while. I know.
It has been a little bit. Yeah,
I only missed last week.
We did. We had a best of, and it's funny because we're just things are just remarkably busy at the RV Advisor and everything going on under the big tent, I guess you could say. Yeah, exactly. Jugglers and clowns and you name it. We got it all. No, it's a lot going on, obviously. So it's sometimes it's tough to get those shows out every week. We got.
I think it's just because I'm so on the fly. My whole life is on the fly.
Yeah.
And you're too organized for me. Like, you want an actual schedule?
Yeah.
An appointment?
Sorry.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
So,
it happens.
I need to text you and say, okay, I'm available in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then I drop what I'm doing, and then I run to the computer.
That's how I live my life, kind of. So.
That's all right. You know what? Look how much you get done. It's everybody has to march to the beat of their own beatbox.
Yep,
so there you go. Obviously we have some guests today, and this is an interesting story. Why don't you set it up?
So the RV Odd Couple, I kind of came across them a while ago. They had a bad experience, Camping World bad experience. What else is new? But I don't know. I stumbled on their YouTube channel, and they just got my attention because they're, as angry as they were about just how stupid they feel, and just got suckered in it, in the moment or whatever. They were still. They were still fun and funny and
right.
Made light of every horrible situation. So anyway, we've been kind of staying in contact and stuff like that. And we really want to work together. We'd love to have them, as, possibly a brand ambassador or stuff like that. Cause they actually have the same mission as we do, is to protect the consumer, because they don't want the consumers to what happened to them happen to anybody else. And that's pretty much why I started the RV Advisor, was because I knew exactly what was going to happen to these people. And anyway, it did. And so we kind of have the same goals, and they're a great couple, and you'll have a lot of fun listening to the interview. We'll be with them in just a moment. A moment.
Absolutely. It's the RV Odd Couple coming up next right here on Just Ask Gigi.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of the RV owners. We'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality control is in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
Back on Just Ask Gigi, along with Gigi Stetler, I'm Tom Alexander, and as you can see, we have two guests with us, and we are thrilled to have them. It is the RV Odd Couple. It's John and Mercedes Condon. Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Hi. You don't look very odd.
Yeah, why are you the odd couple? We're trying to figure that out.
I don't know, but God gave her the looks and the brain. So I don't know what I bring to this deal, but it's got to be something.
No,
well,
because we're total opposites.
Yes.
Oh, I see. So it's not that, John, you're the sloppy one or anything.
But opposites attract. Isn't that what they say?
It works for us, Gigi. Where I'm weak, she is strong, and the other way as well.
There you go.
That's awesome. She is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
You did well.
I did. I'm the luckiest guy in the planet. You kidding me?
You did well. Smart and beautiful. Wow.
Yes.
That's the daily double right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Jackpot.
Yeah.
So I heard about you guys, actually. I guess I saw your horror story, unfortunately. And among a million others, but you really got my attention because, you know, as angry as you were, you know, it kind of, you know, you had a little humor in it and everything. So I just, you know, as I watched, I was like, oh, those poor people, like, oh, you know, but you took it pretty good, you know, and for, you know, in reality, like you know, you took it pretty good. Give us a little insight of, you know, to let our viewers know, you know, kind of like what happened.
Well, okay, so we were interested in RVing. We had seen a lot of RVers on YouTube, taking notes, copious notes about everything to do, what kind of kitchen organization tools, how to do black tank, all that stuff. We go to buy the RV. We have no idea what we're doing. We kind of assumed the process would be like a hybrid between buying a car and a mortgage, right? So we had expectations of like a long note, like you would for a mortgage, a 30-year, 20-year note. And we also had expectations that there were certain consumer protections that were not there. And we also kind of had expectations that that like a car, when you manufacture a car, the parts are readily available because they're streamlined and you only have one widget in the Ford and this widget in the Toyota. We had no idea what we were doing, and we totally walked into a buzzsaw.
Right. And so what happened to us is the emotion took us over. Mercedes and I had sold our company in Colorado back 6-7 years ago. We sold our company. We moved down to Florida. We bought a beautiful place right on Lemon Bay on the west coast of Florida. Got the boat, had it on the lift in the backyard. It was dreamy, right? And we thought we were just going to live happily ever after. But the truth is that we ended up, Mercedes lived in the top of the house. I lived in the bottom of the house. And being now that I was newly retired, 5 o'clock kept coming a little bit earlier and earlier. I was Jimmy Buffett. And so the outside looked fantastic, but the inside was falling apart. We were losing our marriage. We were losing our family. And so I approached Mercedes to, let's see if we can save the marriage. How about we sell everything, buy an RV, hit the road full time, and you know what? Let's just start a YouTube channel because we could make a few extra bucks on the side.
It'll be easy.
It'll be easy, right? No problem. And so that's what we did. And so we started by laying on the couch together, healing our marriage, just watching YouTube videos of other people in the space and studying how they did it, you know. And then that turned into doing the research. And I had the idea that the camping industry was harmless, right? That everybody in the camping industry was friendly and kind, you know, Yogi Bear kind of stuff. And so we started looking for a Class A. One day we stepped on a fifth wheel. Mercedes fell in love with it. We knew right then it was a fifth wheel we wanted. We knew we wanted a bunkhouse. And one day we found the unit down at Camping World in Fort Myers. So we drove an hour and 45 minutes down there, and we just fell in love, and they knew it. They knew it. And so we didn't really think much about it except for we wanted that unit. And so we had a 2-year-old little girl that was going crazy in the closing. And long story short is that we did a lot of things that we shouldn't have done that we wish we had an advocate for. Someone that could have told us, you know, the dangerous things that we were kind of being pulled through. And we signed everything that they put in front of us, including a purchase order when we just wanted them to pull our credit to find out what the payment would be, just stuff like that. So we're blessed because the YouTube channel took off, and we got what we call the RV Odd Squad, who are our followers. And they kind of were our advocate. We got 80,000 advocates that we put a video up. We were totally honest about what was going on, what we were doing, what we were screwing up next. And the RV Odd Squad would chime in the comments and tell us what we were doing wrong and how to do it right. And so we're blessed. We actually, without them, we would have probably never would have made it our first year. Yeah. And so that's kind of how it got started. And now we, you know, it's funny because it's more money than we ever imagined we would make doing a YouTube channel. But more importantly, it's the community that we built with the RV Odd Squad that's just amazing. We've got friends all over the country. We call them our family on the road. And we've got just great relationships with these people. They go deep. They tell us about, you know, wife sick, husband sick, just lost a dog, that kind of stuff. And everywhere we go now, we get to meet these people. And it's such a blessing. And it's funny because now we just want to look out for them. You know, we got so many newbies coming into the space. and they don't have an idea of what they're looking at and the dangerous territory they need to go through. There's alligators out there in the space. And so we started doing a little research on starting our own system up for the RV Odd Squad. And we thought about all these protections and ideas and insurance, and we wanted to build this massive thing. And then we started looking into the cost of it, and it's nothing we could do on our own. And so one night we heard you on Alan Warren's RV Show USA, and we kind of fell in love with you that night. We started digging into the research. We saw the philanthropy that you had been done, and the good things that you had done to help other people, your experience in the space, and we started going through your website. This is months ago. And we started saying, man, Gigi's building exactly what we wanted to build for the RV Odd Squad. This is it. This is like carbon copy of helping people. And so, you know, we got lucky, got to talk to you on the phone a week ago. And again, we fell in love with you because of your honesty, your authenticity. You're not really liked in this space like we aren't liked. Most YouTubers don't like us because they think we grew too fast, you know, and so we're kind of
like the truth.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say, babe?
No. You just
Well, you finally got her. You got her to keep her mouth closed, huh? You're doing a great job, guys. Mercedes is usually very, very, very. No, actually, John and I did all the talking. I had Mercedes on the phone the other day. Yeah, wait, but.
Well, what's funny about Mercedes and I is that I'm the guy that is the dreamer, and she's the person that can actually help me do it. My head's off in the clouds about all these great ideas, and I'm always coming up with a new one. But Mercedes is the one that actually keeps me on track.
Well, I'm the one that thinks about what needs to happen between here and the dream.
Pieces, yeah.
And
You know what? You need that person, because that's me. John and I are probably the same, and I'm the dreamer. But I have a team.
I knew that about you. I knew that about you.
Well, you know, there's a fine line of when you say a dreamer. A dreamer is one that actually doesn't accomplish anything, that only dreams about it. You know, I'm a doer, but what happens, and you too, and I think what happens to those type of people, I'll say, you know, doers, we get to a certain the part that we're needed for, like the idea and the scope, but we don't really, you know, now we need to move on to the next big plan and let everyone else and build the team behind you to put it all together. So, but it's taken me 2 years to build this team that I have, and we're still not big enough. And we're, you know, as we're growing, and we're about $2.5 million deep and 2 years, you know, so, you know, but I get it. And Mercedes, there's only so much she can do, because once you get to, you know, to his big idea, you need a team behind you, you know.
And she needs some rest.
Rest. You know, you rest when you're dead, I always say. So, don't worry about that. But, you know, she's also going to need that team. Like, I've built the team that I have. My right hand needs an assistant who needs an assistant who needs an assistant who needs an assistant.
Yep.
And it's so true, between the personal dealership and RV Advisor, you know, growing every day, and then, you know, RV ACA, like all of my assistants need, you know, 4 or 5 assistants deep, because, you know, it's the only way, you know, it's the only way to actually grow is to, you know, to build.
Yep.
You know, so, and I think that, you know, the fact that we have the same goal, like to protect the consumer and not let what happened to you happen to all these millions of newbies that are coming into the market right now. I mean, I see them every day coming into my dealership, and I'm a small dealership, and it's quite scary, you know, when they come in. And you know, if I was that type of dealership, or, you know, if I had salespeople that were that type of Camping World style dealership, they would sell whatever they wanted to get rid of on the lot, you know. But my salespeople aren't on commission, so they're salaried. So whether they sell you or not, and I think it makes a huge difference, you know, which that's not the way the industry works. All salesmen are on commission. So,
Yep.
you know, people need to realize that. And, you know, one, you don't want to, if the salesman's good to you, you want to appreciate his time and try to buy from him if he's good to you and he's giving you the right advice and not trying to shove something down your throat that's not really gonna work for you, because they are on straight commission, but nobody really does the way I do it. But it does make a difference in how they treat you, and and if they don't think they're going to close you, they're just boom, 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 and you're out the door, kind of thing, or they move on.
It's kind of funny the way that our mission started out, because our mission started out for us to find freedom, independence, and adventure. But now that we've got the RV Oz Squad, our mission is kind of different. We want to help as many people as we can not go through the pain and suffering that we went through just to buy an RV.
Well, and that's part of the reason too why one of our first videos was on buying mistakes, because we kind of had a chip on our shoulder, because here we are studying all this RV stuff on YouTube, and how come nobody warned us? Like, we walked into a buzzsaw is the best way. Like, the stakes were so against us, we didn't have a fighting chance.
Yeah, other RV YouTubers made it all rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah,
they didn't talk about the
when did you buy? What year was it?
2018.
Yeah, I launched in September of 2018. So
we bought in July.
did a soft launch. We did a soft launch in September of 2018. So I would have had your first warning, and just launching. I'm trying to figure out like what's the best message, and like as far as the amount of money that you have to spend to educate consumers of why they need me to educate them is I don't even have to tell you that the cost
huge.
of that is what's so expensive. So like like the first message I think I put out was buyer beware, and I think we had this shark ad, and and it's got the greasy salesman there with the shark.
I saw that. Did you see that?
And then the customer is like this. He's like, maybe I should have somebody with more expertise to look over this contract. And this, I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide. And the shark is like,
yeah, sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and but I think, but just like what happened to you, I think that unfortunately, so many people, you kind of got, like you said, the internet and YouTube and everything is all rainbows and butterflies. But I think that so many people consider themselves as so educated and smart. They're businessmen, they're lawyers, they're doctors, or this
I'm
or that.
not going to get taken.
Thank you. Exactly. Because they're kicking the tires and they're looking at the RV and they're, and they have no idea to look at the back of the contract, and
yeah, and that was a big deal for me as the male, the humbleness to basically tell publicly. I didn't have any idea that the video we did was going to get 500,000 views. And in that video, I admitted how stupid I was.
I saw that part. I was like,
I bought hundreds of trucks. I've, ran millions of dollars in contracts and built all this stuff for our Denver Broncos athletes, right? And I mean, I just had no idea that it was going to go viral and everybody's going to look at that guy.
I saw that.
He's the stupidest guy.
Yeah. Hey, Madge, come here. The stupid guy's on TV again.
The stupid guy's on TV again.
Yeah.
Saw that part. That's actually when I said that got me to stay watching was because sometimes you listen to people's horror stories like, oh, I already know what's going to come next, that's enough, but like you humored me because I'm like, he's the perfect customer that comes in my lot that we have actually like, I don't think we have a 1-page contract. This is my bill of sale.
Nice.
It's one page, no nothing on the back. There's
Wow.
yeah, exactly. And the same warranty disclaimers that have to be on everybody's contract, that no dealer is responsible for warranty. It's a factory warranty. That's normal language.
Yep.
And that's it. A non-refundable deposit, but don't give me a deposit unless you want to buy it. That's normal. Dealers should not have to take inventory off the lot, or out of their inventory unless you're serious. We don't even take a deposit until you really want it,
Yep.
kind of thing, unless it's subject to financing. But it's so, it needs to be simple, and hopefully, as we grow, we will, get these things simplified. But that's what got my attention with you when you were going on, like, like you were angry, but you were funny, I did
What else
laugh.
can you
I
do?
was
If
like,
if I didn't laugh, I would just cry. I was so
Right.
I'd never in my life been taken that bad.
It was bad.
And then, you know, it's like, just sign it, just sign it. I never read any of this stuff, and which isn't like me. I was so excited about the new life and saving our marriage and hitting the road in an RV and going into the sunset and all this stuff that I just lost my mind as far as making good, sound decisions. And it seems to me that that's the model for them over there is that they'll get you in the door on super low price, and then they hammer you. You know, these guys are trained killers, and that's how they ended up getting us.
Folks, we just have about a minute left, so we should let folks know where they can find you in the videos.
Yes, just mention where the last video that you just did.
Okay, so we're specifically talking about a video that is titled Rat Bastard. It talks about our RV warranty experience, but you can find us if you just search RV Odd Couple on YouTube, Google, our website's RV Odd Couple. You can find us anywhere RV Odd Couple, and you can hear all about our adventures.
Yeah, and Gigi, we are so excited to work with you and build this thing out and try to help as many people as we possibly can, especially newbies with RVers. So we're super excited, and we're looking forward to doing something with you big.
Yeah,
I'm excited too, and you know, I know you did a broadcast this morning or a show this morning, I guess, and our website blew up, and we did, and it was interesting that, but you know, but it was so interesting that some of the callers that we did get, some people that didn't sign up but they called, and they said, and one caller, I don't remember his name, but he said he left a message. He said, well, just like them, I had already bought something, so you probably can't help me anymore.
We got to get them before they buy. Yeah. We got to get them.
Exactly, but I still can help them, and I know you've resolved your issues. Like we have that lady. I don't know. I didn't even ask you, but if you have a 20-year or a 30-year finance contract, but Charlene, that was on our show last week. She had no idea what she signed. She thought they told her she has a 30-year note, which is not possible.
Oh, God.
Looking at her contract, she has a 20-year note and a 10-year balloon. She has a balloon.
Oh my God.
She got a $65,000 RV. Okay, get this. In 20 years, she owes $42,000 balloon. In 20 years. And they told her, oh, you'll get it refinanced in 20 years. Who's going to give you a $42,000 loan on a 20-year-old motorhome?
Even scarier than that, who can sleep at night doing that to another human being? You know, who can sleep with themselves at night after putting somebody in that type of a mess?
That's a Camping World contract, and I am not done with that contract because I'm not sure that's legal, and you know I'm not sure it's legal. So I've got my legal team. Not only that, they sold her a new RV. We found out that it had been previously registered, that somebody drove it off the lot, had so many problems, brought it back, Camping World traded them out of it, sold it to her as a new RV, and so to top it off. And they sold her in 2020, and it's in 2019.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we do need to say goodbye because we're running out of time.
Oh, that's too bad. This is fun.
It is. Thank you, RV Odd Couple, John and Mercedes Condon, for joining us. We really do appreciate it. This is Just Ask Gigi. Back in a moment.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later, Gigi. See you later, Tom.
See ya.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of RV owners. With your help, we'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality controls in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
Wrapping things up now on Just Ask Gigi, along with Gigi Stetler. I am Tom Alexander, and Gigi, of course, before we sign off for another week, we do have two questions.
Oh, bring them on.
Yeah, these are from Cindy. Both questions are from Cindy. Would you put in your own writing, we give the buyer 24-hour warranty against defects or on a contract? Does that mean anything for the buyer? Is that something that you see happen?
If 24 hours, well, first off, I guess it kind of depends if it's new or if it's used. You know, on a new product, it obviously should have a factory warranty, but on cosmetic defects, are challenging. So you really want to be careful and go over that unit before you drive it off the lot, because if it's a cosmetic defect and you didn't notice it before you drove off the lot, the dealer's going to say, oh, that wasn't there before. So you got, kind of that chance. So I'm not really sure what you'll figure out in 24 hours. And I don't have that in my contract. In fact, in our show earlier, I showed one of our contracts, and it's the simple one-page contract.
Yeah.
But now, when you buy a used unit, a warranty is the curb.
Yeah.
So buy an extended warranty, whether it's from the dealer or from us, but don't drive off the lot without an extended warranty if it's used. If it's new, before you, do your walkthrough, and if you see anything wrong, have them fix it right then and there before you pay for it and sign all your paperwork and stuff. I don't know about that 24. I wouldn't put that in my contract.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. And one other question from Cindy. How do we get a contract to you to review before signing?
Well, two ways. If you're a member, you could send it over to what is it? To ask the expert, okay? And someone will review it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want me to review it and actually go through it with you and make changes and stuff that I don't agree with and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
then you would hire me, the GPS, you'd hire me. And then I take you all the way through from the purchase, the contract, the deposit, the walkthrough, basically the whole procedure. I don't get much involved in negotiating on the price, because if you're comfortable with the price, I might tell you if it's, in line or not, but, the dealer's entitled to make a profit, and that's not really what, I'm here for. What I'm here for is to make sure that you get what you paid for.
Right.
And that you're protected, and there's no crazy language in there that you can't live with when you drive off the lot.
Yeah.
So, but yes, if you do hire me, a time will be set up, and your contract and paperwork, everything will be, you'll email that to us, and I get out my glasses
Mm-hmm.
and my big magnifying glass
Yeah.
sometimes, and I review every word in the contract.
Yes, and certainly a critical and important move there. So
One word could change the entire definition of a paragraph.
Yeah, we've seen that before. So
Mm-hmm.
two very good answers to two very good questions. So thanks for that, Gigi. And if you're interested in asking Gigi a question, just write us at info@thervadvisor.com. That's info@thervadvisor.com. And just a reminder, folks, as always, we're still helping those folks out on the front lines with RVs. If you can make a donation to that, or if you can lend an RV for a certain amount of time to help the folks on the front lines fighting COVID-19, that's the medical personnel, etc. You visit us at rvaca.org. That's rvaca.org.
But make sure all you RV owners register your vehicle with RVACA. Very, very important. We need to have stats. We need to have that information so that it goes into our national database, so that if there are recalls, or there's a possible lemon law, or there's a possible class action on a particular component and all of that stuff, that's why we need those VIN numbers. We want all those vehicles registered. Remember, if we have 1 million vehicles registered, we're going to have a lot of power. So when there's a problem, they're going to take my calls when I have 1 million members behind me.
Absolutely. Power in numbers. We all know that.
Yes, exactly.
No question about it. Well, another show done for another week. Gigi, thanks so much.
Awesome. It was fun, and I will see you soon.
All right. For Gigi Stetler, I'm Tom Alexander. This is Just Ask Gigi. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.